Welcome back. So Blaine, you know this is a big topic.
You're right. We get to talk about volume.
So we just discussed the 5 V's of data analysis and the challenges that come with them. The volume of data is the first challenge. There are a huge number of businesses that are struggling with massive amounts of data.
You know, it's true. We generate data in huge volumes. Practically everyone owns a tablet, a mobile phone, a laptop. People generate tons of data every day. In fact, do you have a wearable device?
You know, I sure do, and I love it. Oh, I don't have it with me today, but
No.
when I do, it tells me how many steps I've taken and what my heart rate has been. It even lets me check my email and answer my phone calls.
You know, the convenience is amazing, but think about it from a data perspective. Your device, when you're wearing it, will collect data constantly and then send it to servers to process every step and heart rate check, and then it returns the results back to your device so that you, and only you, can see them whenever you want. And this is just one example of a whole set of devices classified as the Internet of Things, or IoT. Now, IoT businesses get a flood of information from devices like these, and it doesn't stop there. Social media has changed the way businesses market their products to consumers. It's changed the way they handle complaints and even customer service. Can you imagine the amount of data that's generated and uploaded every minute just through social media?
Crazy amounts, I'm sure.
I read recently that more than 100 million spam emails are sent every minute. Netflix users stream more than 70,000 hours of video every minute.
You know, YouTube users, they watch more than 4 million videos every minute.
The International Data Corporation, also called the IDC, forecasts massive growth in data between now and 2025. The corporation predicts that the global data sphere, which is all the data that's collected everywhere, it will grow from 33 zettabytes last year to 175 zettabytes by 2025.
Zettabytes? That's like 21 zeros, Blaine. Ugh, I can remember 3 years ago when the predictions were still in the exabyte range. Who would have thought we'd get to the point we are now? I mean, it's just such a huge, rapid increase in data volume. What does this mean for decision makers?
Well, it means they need a data analysis solution. I mean, for one thing, businesses manage a massive volume of data, and they must work efficiently across distributed systems, even ones that might span country boundaries or continents. And those solutions must be easily scalable so they can accommodate huge spikes in volume and traffic.
So let me boil all that down for you. A data analysis solution has to support large amounts of scalable and durable data storage. It must also be able to gather this data from many different sources.
Now, this actually is a good point for us to discuss the different types of data that might need to be analyzed.
Yeah, great point. First, let's take relational or structured data. That data is commonly stored in relational databases, hence the name. It's a highly structured form of data. It's structured by rules and constraints set within the database itself. This is the kind of the backbone for all transactional applications.
Now, second is semi-structured data. Now, this data is often stored in NoSQL databases or even just XML or JSON files. This data does not have a strict structure, and it's often more temporary in nature. Examples might include the moves that you make in an online video game, or even your internet browser cache, social apps that automatically delete your posts after a certain amount of time.
Now, finally, there's unstructured data. This data often takes the forms of files or objects. It has no single structure and represents everything else a business collects and generates. This data is often considered untouchable because it simply does not meet conventional norms. It requires tagging and cataloging in order to even be analyzed, and this prevents a lot of businesses from using it in their data analysis solutions. Now, it's sometimes hard to understand what unstructured data means, so here's a few examples. Images, email messages, text files, social media content, text messages, and even videos.
Now, I've heard that only 10% of all the data that's collected or generated by businesses is structured data. Is that true?
Yeah, there have been numerous articles written and studies done on this very issue. This data, which is the simplest to incorporate in data analysis solutions, represents only a small percentage of data actually being collected. I mean, it's shocking to realize this.
You know, and now I've heard that another 10% of all data collected is semi-structured data, but the rest, 80%, is all unstructured data. In other words, the largest part of your business's data is also the most difficult to analyze. Businesses often struggle building data analysis solutions that can accurately and effectively mine this valuable data to produce meaningful insights. Sometimes it feels like that data is frozen in file servers and too hard to make sense of, but it doesn't have to be. We'll introduce you to some great solutions later on in this course.
In the next topic, we'll discuss ways that we can store all of this data.